Welcome to Granny's Kitchen on Laid Back Farm. Today we've got Madison and we're going to make cornbread today. We've got our iron skillet here. This one is probably 55 to 60 years old. I usually make my cornbread in that, but today I'm going to make it in a smaller pan. We don't really need as much today, I don't think. It's got to be the iron, and you don't ever want to put your iron pan in the dishwasher. It will take the finish off, and that's real important. Now I have a pan from Madison here that is a gift, and this is for you. This is your pan to keep, Madison.
Thank you so much.
It's good for a long time. It came from Boss's store in Loganville, and they're meant to last for generations, probably generations. This pan is about the size of my pan that I have here. It has a number 5 on the bottom of it. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, but it makes a generous sized cornbread. This pan is made by Lodge Manufacturing, which is in America. They make it in the USA. I like that part of it. And you'll want to read the care instructions, because you don't want to put it in the dishwasher ever, and you have to be careful with your iron pans. They can rust if you're not careful, and you don't want that to happen for something that's supposed to last for generations. Now we washed our hands good, really good. That's the first thing, because we cook a lot using our hands, our bare hands. And as long as they're very clean, it's all right. And I preheated the oven earlier. It has to be preheated. I put it on 500. If the cornbread is really thick in a pan, it would need to be about 400 to make sure it gets done. But I usually cook it on 500, and it has to be preheated. All right, we're putting some Crisco in the pan to keep it from sticking. This being the new pan, we just washed it and got it dried on top of the stove. And I'm trying to turn it and get the grease where it will, okay.
It's really hot right now.
Yeah, trying to get the grease where it'll get on the sides, because we don't want it to stick on the sides. Okay, I got it. I got you. Okay. Let me see. We didn't have quite enough Crisco in there to make sure the sides had Crisco on it so that it wouldn't stick, but don't put too much, because then it will bubble up around the cornbread and into your oven, and that's a mess. So I think we've got enough to where it won't stick. We are going to mix the cornbread now. I've got a cup and a half of cornmeal. Madison has got a half a cup here. She's going to get another cup of cornmeal. Is it cooperating?
I don't think I got quite enough.
Okay. It's hard to do in that. I've got my flour and stuff in a canister. It makes it much easier to work with than out of a... and I use white lily cornmeal only. You're ready to put your 1 cup of meal in there. And a cup and a half of meal. We'd measured that earlier. We have 1 egg. We broke these already, and they're ready to use. 1 egg. The Crisco, we're going to use 1/3 cup Crisco. I only use Crisco. It has always worked really well for me. So I have 1/3 cup. If you have bacon grease saved from cooking bacon, and you save the bacon grease in a bowl, it's good to use half bacon grease and half Crisco. That way it gives it an excellent flavor. And this is a 1/3 cup, and we had already put a 1/3 cup in Madison's there, and I'll put my 1/3 cup of Crisco in my batch of cornbread. And we have our buttermilk, and we'll need to measure it, but the thing is, you never know exactly what you'll need, because you want your mixture to be bordering on soupy but not soupy. The consistency is really important. Don't use regular milk for your cornbread. Always Use buttermilk for that wonderful taste. And buttermilk, the whey comes to the top. Make sure the top's screwed on good. And do this to mix it up, or else you're going to get that watery whey, and that's all you'll have. So we're going to start probably with 1 cup buttermilk. That's where is that one? Oh, right here. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's try 1 cup and see what we come up with. There's your 1 cup. Okay, it's ready to mix. You can just put your hand in it and start mixing. I'm going to pour up 1 cup of buttermilk for mine. All right, take off, girl. I think the 1 cup, is going to be right. I think that will be it. Because we want it almost bordering on soupy, but not soupy. Because dry, you do not want it dry. That won't work at all. It won't be good to eat. And the 1 cup is perfect. And mix it up well. Take your hand and drag it. Now, somehow your 1 cup is not as soupy as... See, that's just it. You almost have to get a feel for it. Okay. And if you need more, you need more, don't you? We're going to add a little more to Madison's. I believe the cup was fuller when we poured a cup full in mine than it was with hers. Yeah, mix it up. Take your hands and do this. Yeah, make it you're making a fist with your fingers. With the dough in between it, yeah.
More soupy.
Yeah. But that consistency, when you take your hand and fingers like you're making a fist with the cornbread in between them, it's of this consistency. Perfect. Okay. All right, we're pouring it into our pan.
I don't want to get this all over my other hand.
This is going to make a perfect amount of bread. Oh, and when you finish pouring it up, Madison.
Get off my other hand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do like that. And each finger. Oh, yeah.
All of it off.
Good. Good, good, good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, Granny, why are we using our hands instead of a fork or something else?
There's no way that you can mix it up with a fork. The Crisco, the egg, the buttermilk, it will not mix. To use your hands, making a fist motion is the only way to mix it up.
Right.
And that works best. Okay? Okay, that has cooked for about 16 minutes, about 15 or 16 minutes. We're ready to take it up. We'll take up the first one. And this one, okay, is ready to...
Nice.
Okay, this did stick, perhaps on the sides where we didn't get the Crisco. I think that may be where it is. So I loosened it up. This is a map of the United States, and we're going to put it all together. Okay? And this will need washing now before it's...
Go ahead and do that.
Okay, we're going to... Okay, I know. Where does it go, though? Let's see. Now, wait. Something's missing here. Something's missing. I think this...
Okay, so while Granny and Madison are putting the puzzle together, so Granny, tell me, this happened because it was a new pan.
Yeah, it was new, and it's harder to keep it from sticking in a new pan. And perhaps when it's new, you could even use the pan spray, and that does ensure that it won't stick. I sprayed my pan with pound spray. It appeared like this pan would work well if we just put the Crisco in the pan, but perhaps pound spray would work better. But another idea, if you want the extra flavor in your crust, is to spray with pound spray and then use a small amount of melted Crisco poured on top of your pan spray. So you've got your flavor and you've got the non-stick of the pound spray. Okay, we're ready to take a slice of this cornbread, put some butter in it if you like it that way, and I sure do like it that way.
Well, Granddaddy, can we have our official taste tester come over here and
All
taste our
right.
cornbread?
Yeah.
Well, let me get a bowl, and I'll show you how you're supposed to eat that.
All right, Granddad's gonna show the official way to eat.
Okay, well now the unofficial, it's like this, and of course this piece is too big, maybe you and I can share it. But to take the butter and stick it right here.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, and another
Melting
piece
it
of
right.
bunch of butter.
The videographer's going,
Yeah, and fix it so it'll melt. Put it down in here, and we'll eat ours like this. What size? Okay, go ahead and cut you some, Granddaddy. Madison and I are going to share. You can just do whatever you need. Oh, where's your knife? Oh, there's your knife.
Okay, so you want to tell us what you're doing there?
Buttermilk and cornbread. And this is the cornbread. I get the buttermilk in a minute.
And now our chef
think
will go
our-
to the refrigerator.
I think our camera woman needs to
I'm gonna throw that out in it to eat.
It is delicious. I can tell by looking at cornbread when it's delicious.
Tell us what you really think. Well, he's leaving with it. I guess that says something. Man.
Yeah.
So now our two cooks are going to taste what they've
Yes,
made.
we are, and I can tell by looking. I don't need a taste, but here goes our taste. We did good. We did good.
10 out of 10.
Okay, you can make cornbread in different pans. The fry pan, cornbread in a cupcake pan, corn cakes. You can also make them in the corn stick pans. It's the iron too, very heavy. In a corn stick pan, you'll want to use the pan spray because they do try to stick, so use pan spray instead of Crisco or something in your pan. When Stephen stayed at our house when he was small, I made cornbread all the time. Cornbread muffins, cornbread in the skillet, and I would make the corn sticks. And I guess he had never seen corn stick before. And when he sat down to the table to eat, he picked one up and got real pouty and tried to cry and said, and I asked him what was the matter, and he said, cornbread don't supposed to be ones. He was used to it in a skillet and he didn't know why cornbread was supposed to look, was looking like a one.
All right.
Oh, man. Oh.
That's really tender cornbread.
Fall it apart. And this is a good example of how you can't judge a book by its cover, and sometimes things cannot look perfect but taste perfect.
Boy,
and
is it good.
This cornbread is absolutely delicious.